Hey guys, it's Charlie Hustle, and today I have a comparison video for you between the Elgato Game Capture HD and the Hauppauge HD PVR 2. So let's get started. Alright, here they are. We've got the Elgato Game Capture HD and the HD PVR 2 from Hauppauge. I've had them for about a week now, excuse the fingerprints, but I've been putting them through their paces so that I can provide you guys with the best information that I can. Here's a little comparison between the good old HD PVR and the two units. You can tell they are smaller than the good old HD PVR and better looking in my opinion. Another thing you'll notice is that the build quality is better. On the old PVR, the plastic kind of felt cheap and the fitment kind of felt a little bit off, but these guys are solid, really nice for whatever that's worth. Both units feature 1080p recording, so the quality will be excellent. Right out of the box, there may be some differences side by side with the recording, but that just has to do with tweaking the color and saturation and all that good stuff. They're both going to record excellent quality, well beyond anything you could ever need for a YouTube channel. They both also feature HDMI pass-through, so that means you can just have an HDMI cable running from your Xbox into the unit, one running from your unit to your monitor. And that's all you'll need to view your games. Now, to get them onto the computer, you'll need a USB cable, and in the case of the Hauppauge, you're going to also need a power cable. That's right, the Elgato actually does not require or have a power cable. It runs off of phantom power supplied through the USB cable from your computer. So I guess that's something handy if you're going to be traveling. Now, what are my thoughts and impressions of using both of these units? Like I said, the quality is about the same. So for me, it really comes down to the software provided with them. Hauppauge, in my opinion, misses the boat big time because they do not provide software for Apple users out there, for us Macintosh guys. You have to go out and buy a third-party software. And right now, the only one that's available is from a company called HD PVR Capture. The software is version 3.0. They've had a version of the software for the HD PVR as well that I've used, and the new version is just basically the same thing. It's the same thing as the HD PVR software. However, it's capable of doing the 1080p that comes from this unit. The user interface still leaves a lot to be desired. It still costs an extra $30 on top of the purchase already, so you know, that sort of puts a bad taste in my mouth. And then you look at what's offered with Elgato. Elgato has Apple software packaged in the box. Well, it's not actually in the box. You actually have to go download it, but it's for free, which is great. And it's excellent. The software, the user interface is so simple, but yet everything's right there. You've got adjustments to your video, your colors, your saturations, your contrast, your brightness, etc. It's all right there. Everything from your quality, and you can even put labels on your videos so that it'll sort them by the game that you're playing or anything else you want to do. Really cool feature. But for me, the best part of the Elgato software is this feature called flashback recording. So basically, whenever the Elgato is hooked up and the software's on, it's going to be recording. You don't actually see it recording. You never see this file. It gets deleted as soon as you shut down the software. However, it is recording. So if something cool happens, you have a good game, you go, 50-0 and get, 2.5 Moabs, and you do a YY ladder stall, no scope, off the roof on favela, whatever. Something cool happens and you want to record it. All you have to do is scroll back in your timeline and then hit record right at the moment you want, and then hit stop recording right at the moment you want. So all you have on your hard drive then is what you want. As soon as you shut down the software, all the other files get deleted. So this is a little bit more hardware intense, but how old is this? Probably 3 or 4 year old iMac handles it just fine. With the HD PVR capture software, in order to record something, you have to hit record before it happens. So unless you're a psychic, you basically have to record every single game, every single moment that you're gaming. What I did with this is I always had a notepad next to me, and I would write down when something cool happened, in what game, if there's a clip that I wanted to save, or if there's a whole game that I wanted to save. I would write it down so I would know which files to go through after the gaming session to save and which ones I could delete. So either way, they're both going to eat up a lot of hard drive. The difference with the Elgato, I think the whole workflow is just a little bit simpler, a little bit nicer. And to me, that's what wins me over. I know we talked about both of these units recording in 1080p, but here's a bit of a letdown for me. And this is actually how I ended up owning both of them. With the Elgato, when I first hooked this up, I wasn't recording any sound and I couldn't figure it out. Then, for whatever reason, I went into the sound preferences on my Xbox 360 and turned off the Dolby Digital Surround Sound, the 5.1, and went back to regular stereo. Boom! Suddenly I started recording sound again. I called up Elgato, talked to tech support. They said, yeah, currently this guy will not handle Dolby 5.1. It only handles stereo. And for a guy who owns a set of Astro A40s and laid out a lot of money to have the best sound quality possible, this really ticked me off. So I went out and bought the Elgato, thinking it was going to be the solution to my needs, because the old HD PVR was able to do 5.1. But lo and behold, this can't do 5.1 either. And what I come to find out after talking to tech support at Hauppauge is it's because the way the game systems handle HDMI audio. Both companies have told me that they're working on a software solution to this, but so far they haven't been able to come up with anything. And they're not making any promises that they are going to be able to come up with anything. So as for right now, if you want to use one of the new HDMI recording units, you're going to have to live with stereo. Now, I've since switched over my system to stereo, and to be quite honest with you, I can't really tell a whole lot of difference. So nitpicky, I know that I'm giving something up, so it hurts, but it doesn't hurt a whole lot because I really can't notice. So to wrap things up, like I said, the Elgato is the way to go, in my opinion, just for the software alone. The Hauppauge is a great unit as well. However, in my opinion, the software, especially on the Apple side, is a little lacking. I'm going to have to rely on some of you guys with Windows computers out there to tell me how the Showbiz software works for you guys, or what you're using for your workflow on the Windows side. Post that up in the comments, share with the rest of us. Would really appreciate that. But end all be all, this will record a great video for your YouTube needs or whatever else you use your video game gameplay for, just as well as this one. This one's just a little bit more convenient. If you guys have any questions or comments, I've tried to go through this as quickly as possible, not to drag on. I could talk about this for hours on end, but I'm sure I'm leaving tons out. If you got questions, post them up in the comments. I love continuing the discussion with you guys down there, so hook it up. Find me down there. I'll reply as soon as possible. It usually takes me less than a day to get back to you guys, so that's what you can expect there. I'll also have some more videos with some samples coming up, so go ahead and click subscribe to make sure you guys get those videos. There'll also be some more gameplay coming. We've got Halo 4, we've got Black Ops coming, a lot of exciting stuff down the road, so make sure you stay tuned to see all that. And that's about it from here, so thanks for watching, guys.